What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got fight week, and we have Rolly Romero and Isaac Cruz, man. This is very well stylistically. This is very interesting, and on paper, it appears to be an interesting matchup, man. I'm excited for this one, but I wanted to go ahead and give my breakdown. If you guys haven't seen my last video I did with Sebastian Fundora versus Tim Tszyu, go check that out. I gave my breakdown and what I think will be a difficult fight for Tim Tszyu, seeing how this is having to prepare for Keith Thurman in 12 days before the fight, having to switch up and basically train for a completely different fight, style wise and physique wise. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is gonna be a difficult fight for Tim Tszyu, but I'm still picking Tim Tszyu to get the win. Now I gotta do my prediction with Rolly and Isaac Cruz. All right, so Rolly had a few words for Isaac Cruz. I'm gonna, I did the research on what Rolly was saying, so I'm gonna do that, and then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my breakdown and then my prediction. All right, so stay tuned. Oh, all right. So first off, shout out to BoxingScene.com. It says Rolando Romero vows to become first fighter to stop Isaac Cruz. It says Rolando Rolly Romero believes he will become the first fighter to stop Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Cruz and Romero face off in a junior welterweight title fight on March 30th in the co-feature of the Premier Boxing Champions pay-per-view card on Amazon Prime, headlined by Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora. From the onset of their fight promotion, Romero, who has the record of 15-1 with 13 knockouts, has claimed he will stop Cruz, who has the record of 25-2 with 17 knockouts, and boasted all the ways he plans to dominate him. Cruz speaks only Spanish, so Romero has done the promotional heavy lifting of their pre-fight press conference. He's not that unique, Romero said. I fight guys like him all the time. This probably has been the easiest time I've ever had fighting sparring in my life. He can be replicated, I can't. My style goes hand in hand with my personality. It's unique. Romero is training with respected coach Ismael Salas. Oh, excuse me, guys. And has parted ways with Bullet. Bullet was his former coach. This will be Romero's first fight since he won junior welterweight against Ismael Barraza via stoppage, one that left most observers dissatisfied. Although the referee Tony Weeks, who intervened, had and appeared to call the fight too early, Romero felt the brunt of the sour result ever since. Cruz is a pressure fighter. He stands on 4 inches shorter than Romero, conceding 5 inches in reach. Nothing about him is typical. He's a high motor attacking fighter who seeks to break his foe mentally and physically. If you want to come right at me and get cracked, go for it, Romero says. He can do all that stuff with the small guys he fight, but I'm a bigger fighter and a harder hitter. I hit harder than anyone in that weight class. I'm always here to go for the knockout and go for the kill. I'm not here to just touch you. I want to pop you. I'm going to knock him out. He's going to come forward. I'm going to stop him. He gets hit with everything, so it could be any kind of punch. Many observers believe that Cruz is the more accomplished fighter, despite him never winning the world title. Gervonta Tank Davis fought both, finishing Romero in a highly competitive fight, finishing Romero in a highly competitive fight and being taken the distance by Cruz in a close win. Cruz is on a three-fight win streak, with the last being a split decision over Giovanni Cabrera. Romero's victory over Barroso was the first fight since losing to Davis in 6-round knockout. All I am doing right now is getting ready to shut his mouth punch by punch, Cruz said. With every punch, he's going to talk a little less. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about it, okay? Now, I mean, I like the talk. I like the confidence from both fighters, man. I'm very excited, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of boxing fans are, just because this is this is a very interesting matchup, and I would love to see the winner of this fight Ismael Barraza, like whether that be Rolly in a rematch or Isaac Cruz. Like that's, oh my gosh, imagine Ismael Barraza versus Isaac Cruz, bro. Like that just makes for a barn burner, all right? But before we can get to that, let's go ahead. We got to get to the fight first. So let's go ahead and let me go ahead and give you my keys. Not necessarily keys to victory, but my breakdown of the fight, and then who I choose, and ultimately, you know how I do it. But I really would love to hear you guys' opinion on it. So definitely drop your opinion in the comment section. All right, but let's get into it. All right. So one of the things about this fight that makes it interesting is because any fight with Rolly Romero is gonna always be entertaining. Why? Because Rolly makes a lot of mistakes, right? Now, Rolly is very stiff with his head, with his movement, and has little to no head movement, right? His head is always on the line. If you guys go watch a Rolly fight, man, he's very stiff, and it's almost like he can get away from punches at times, but Rolly is very stiff, and he's there to be hit. He's there to be hit at all times, bro. Like, he'll throw a punch, he leaves his chin in the air. When he backs up, he doesn't like back up and like move his head off the line. He keeps his head right on the line or whatnot, right? And that's a big problem, especially like when you have, well, it's more of a problem when you have somebody throw straight punches. Now, in this situation here, I don't necessarily, Isak doesn't really throw too many straight punches, right? So Rolly pulling back with his head is gonna be problems if he, for the hook. But if he can get away, or if he's out of range, because a hook you have to be in close range to throw to get off on your hook. So if he can stay out of close range with a hook, that shouldn't be too much of an issue, right? But what is an issue is Rolly is very wild with his punches. What Isak likes to do is Isak will tuck his head. Right, he'll tuck his head because he's so compact, right? He knows how to tuck his head, and he tuck that guard very well, which makes it hard for Rolly or anybody to land a good shot on his chin. Isak will tuck that head, and he'll drop, and then throw like a vicious hook, right? Whether it be a left or a right hook, he's gonna drop and he'll throw it, right? The thing about it is, Isak is he's an inside fighter, so he's coming in to fight. He's gonna come in to fight. He's gonna put the pressure on Rolly. Rolly does not move. Rolly moves just straight back, right? He always goes back with straight line. He doesn't like, unless if he's on the ropes. If he's on the ropes, he'll try to do this whole bouncing, and it looks weird. With him going straight back, with Isak really, I would normally say follow up, you want to jab your way on the inside, right? But Isak is not one to really just jab his way. He doesn't really throw too many straight punches. He throws hooks, right? Rolly is going to either try to time him coming in with that right hand, but the way Isak comes in, like he dips down in such a good way, like as far as defense goes, Rolly's going to have a hard time trying to time him coming in. And once Isak gets on the inside, Rolly is so wide with his punches. That's the worst place. It's bad for Isak to get on the inside with anybody. But the difference is with a Tank Davis, who's a better boxer than Rolly, Tank Davis can maneuver himself on the inside a lot better than Rolly can, because Rolly is very stiff, straight up and down. Once Isak comes on the inside, bro, them punches not gonna really mean much, because Rolly is not a good inside fighter. He leaves himself too vulnerable. Chin up in the air, head on the line, and throws wide punches. The worst place for any fighter to be with Rolly, is on the inside. And that's where Isak is going to look to have success. Once Isak is on the inside, Rolly is going to be looking to either tie up or to basically try to run away, right? Now, if Rolly can work on, if Rolly has been working on distance, the best thing that for him would be the fact that Isak is basically not a threat unless if he's on the inside. On the outside, Isak doesn't have much, because Isak doesn't really rely on straight punches like that. And the straight punches that he throws are not as effective as his hooks. His hooks are devastating. So if Rolly can keep the fight on distance, which is something that I can't see Rolly doing, Rolly's not really good with controlling distance at all. But if he somehow is able to keep the fight on at a distance, Rolly could actually have success in his fights. Because being on the end of Rolly's punches that's very devastating. Because Rolly has heavy hands, bro. All right. But the problem is, again, I don't think Rolly is good at controlling distance and range. Furthermore, Rolly with his jab, like he pushes his jab sometimes. He doesn't have no snap on his jab. He pushes his jab. which then leaves him subjective to get countered. He leaves yourself very vulnerable with that. With pushing his jab, that's not a good idea with a guy like Isak, because Isak's gonna look to come over. He's gonna come on top of that lazy jab. All right, and it just overall. I mean, like I just don't see. Rolly makes too many mistakes, and you don't want to make too many mistakes, or you can't afford to make too many mistakes against a guy like Isak, bro. Isak is definitely there to bang, and he's gonna make you pay. If you allow him, like I said, if you allow him on the inside. So all in all, the game plan for Rolly in an ideal world would be to control the distance, time Isak coming in with a jab or a straight. And stay on the outside, but the problem is, again, Rolly is not good at controlling distance. Isak is going to get on the inside, and again, Rolly leaves himself very vulnerable, especially when somebody comes on the inside, because Rolly throws too many wide punches. Now, if he can catch Isak coming in on the inside, who knows? Rolly's a big dude, bro, so it might be, but then again, even with that, I don't know, man, because it's hard to get to the chin of Isak. Rolly should be hoping, I'm hoping if you're a Rolly fan, you should be hoping that Rolly is working on timing and throwing the uppercut in a correct manner. But even that's a problem because Isak is shorter than Rolly. Rolly's gonna have to bend those knees in order to get leverage on that uppercut and to have an effective uppercut. He's gonna have to bend those knees more, which with Rolly throwing the uppercut, he's gonna leave that chin right open. And when you have somebody that likes to throw hooks the way Isak does, that might not be a good idea. So I don't know, man. I'm sorry, bro. I don't think Rolly is gonna win this fight, bro. With all that being said, I don't see Rolly winning this fight. So all in all, man, look, this is a good, it's an entertaining matchup. I'ma definitely say that. With these two styles, you have no choice but to be entertained in this fight, right? Not gonna be a boring fight at all. But I am going to go ahead and say, you know, and again, I don't mind being wrong. If I'm wrong, that's fine. I don't have no problem being wrong. Why? Because, bro, this is boxing, bro. It is what it is, bro. And I like Rolly. I think Rolly is good for the sport with his personality, right? But if I'm gonna be honest, bro, I think Isak will win this fight. I don't know if he stops Rolly. Maybe he does, though. I you know what? No, I'm gonna go ahead and say Isak. I don't know. See, I don't like safe betting because you can't brag if you do safe betting, right? Because I want to say either Rolly. I think Rolly either stops Isak early or Isak wins this fight by like 10th round TKO. But I ain't gonna make no safe bets because, like I said, I can't stand people that play safe bets but then wants all credit, you know, when one of their bets go right. So I'm gonna say Isak wins by unanimous decision. Probably say 8 rounds to 4, and I do feel like there'll be knockdowns. I do feel like there'll be a few knockdowns, so I won't give a specific scorecard number, but I'll say 8 rounds to 4, Isak Cruz. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Drop your prediction, but what do I know?